what does it take to be a champion? What does it take to be a champion in our everyday lives? And I believe Coach Lou Holtz said it best. He was interviewed after winning a national championship, and a reporter ran out to Coach Holtz and said, Coach Holtz, what did you do to go out and win this national championship? And he had said something very powerful. He said, we did not go out to win the national championship. We simply went out to be our very best. And when you are your very best, you are a champion. But you know what? We have to start paying attention and asking ourselves every minute of the day, is this my very best? Or am I just doing enough to get by? So for the next few minutes, I'm going to give you some keys to being a champion in your life, both personally and professionally, and how to choose success when things around you may be falling apart. But before we do that, I need you to go on a little journey with me. I need to show you and tell you where I've come from, because I think many of you may be able to relate to this. I did not grow up learning all these great skills that I've learned over the past few years that I'm going to share with you. First of all, I grew up at Route 3, Eupora, Mississippi. Now look, I did not just grow up poor, I grew up dirt poor. Does anybody in this room understand that other than me? Come on, raise your hands. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me give you a little visual of where I've come from. My parents live in Eupora, Mississippi, population 2,000 in the county. Mom and Daddy are 10 miles out in the country from there. And look, my daddy still has every car we have ever owned. You can't see it because there is grass around it. But as Foxworthy says, if you cut the grass, you will find a car. And the last time I was home, I just wanted to chill out. And I said, Daddy, do y'all get that Regis and Kelly? He said, I don't know. I'll go out and turn the antenna. You yell when it gets good. So there were no Think and Grow Rich seminars happening at the Webster County Community Center. And as you heard, my name is Dale, D-A-L-E. Yes, it is my daddy's name. I have been solicited by the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marines. My magazines still show up to Mr. Dale Thomas. And when I go and speak and they don't put my picture, it's always a great surprise to everyone in the room. And you know, my parents' vision of success for me, my mother just wanted me to get married. And they had picked out Russ Doolittle. He was the boy down the road. Russ Doolittle would not ask me out. It was not working out for my mother. Her vision of success was crumbling. And so I decided I would be the very first person in my family to attend college. So I applied and was accepted at Mississippi State University. And I went in and sat down with my advisor. And he looked at me, he said, we have a little problem. And I said, what is it? He said, they've looked at your paperwork and they have put you in the boys' dorm. Yes! That's what happens when you have the name Dale. And I said, that's just God's way of answering my mother's prayer. I'm getting me a husband. The odds just went up. And he said, it's not going to work. And I went, oh. So then I had another brilliant idea. If I'm going to get an education, I might as well continue shopping for a husband. So I decided to enter the physical education department. Exactly, whoever was laughing over here on this side of the room. To get a degree in physical education, have you seen the shoes? Okay, they will not put you on a basketball court in these shoes. The only thing that runs on me is my mouth, nothing else. So for me to have this degree in physical education is just absolutely comical. But I graduated from Mississippi State with a degree in physical education, and even though I have never coached on a basketball court, I am coaching for life, and for the next few minutes, I am going to be your coach, okay? When I ask you something, I need you to respond by saying, yes, coach. Can you do that? Yes, coach. Ooh, that was good. You've never said that before, a woman in like 3 or 4 inch heels, have you? It's a new day. All right, here's your big question. If you're choosing success this year, here is your big question. Would you like for the next 12 months of your life to be the very best it's ever been? If you would, let me hear you say it. Yes, Coach. Here's the big question. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen? Yes, Coach. Oh, that was a little weak there, ladies. See, here's what happens. People go, you mean I have to do something? Come on. But let me give you a little piece of advice. If you want your life to get better, you have to get better. You have to quit waiting on somebody else to get better or your circumstances to get better. It is your decisions that determine your destiny, not your conditions. Your decisions determine your destiny, not your conditions. I had to learn that at Route 3 Upora, Mississippi, or I would still be there. Every day when you get up, you have a choice to make. One of the keys to being a champion and choosing success in your life is that you have to choose your attitude each and every day. A positive attitude is a choice, not an emotion. So many people wait to feel better before they act better. You have to act better before you feel better. Motion creates emotion. You see, I come from an environment when you ask somebody in North Mississippi, how are you doing? They go, oh, ain't too bad. How about you? But if you get up every day and start to choose a positive outbound emotion, let me do a little poll here today. How many of you got up this morning and you looked in the mirror and you went, ooh, good morning, gorgeous. Look here, I got a sister, testify, baby. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. There you go. I have to tell you, it's usually a man. I ask that question around the world, and usually every time it's a man goes, I did. Well, of course you did. I saw a guy the other day, and he was just like kind of bouncing around. I said, you sure are cocky. He said, no, I'm just convinced. But ladies, I want to challenge you. If you did not get up and look in the mirror and say, good morning, gorgeous, why didn't you? You know what? We have to start before we leave the bathroom. Many times, ladies, we have beat ourselves up before we ever get out of the bathroom. We look in the mirror and go, oh, good Lord. What happened? I spoke in New Orleans a couple of weeks ago, and it was a 2-day deal. So the second morning, I asked the ladies, I said, did you say good morning, gorgeous? And this lady looked at me, she said, I sure did. And the mirror looked back and said, no, you're not. But you know what? If you just started doing something simple like that, it doesn't take thousands of ideas to change your life. It takes one that you put into action. And if you just start to chuckle and put yourself in a different frame of mind before you leave your bathroom, it can change your day. My son Nicholas is now 22 years old, and y'all could pray for me. It'd be fine with me. But when Nick was 2, he would get up and roll out of bed like 2-year-olds do and grumble and growl at me. What do we tell the 2-year-olds? They're in their what? Terrible twos. And then we wonder why they're terrible. When Nicholas heard terrible twos, he went, sweet. And so every day Nick would get up. He'd roll out of bed. He'd put his little fat hands on his little fat hips. And I'd say, Nick Thomas, you can choose to be happy today. He'd look at me and go, I don't want to choose to be happy. Do you know these people? Say, yes, coach. All right, if there are people in your life who choose not to be happy, let them be miserable by themselves. Do not join the party. Say, I see y'all nodding. Say, yes, coach. All right, how do you keep this positive attitude when the negativity is surrounding you? First of all, it is the self-talk that's going on inside your head every single day. Did you know that 95% of your emotions are determined by what you're saying to yourself? 95%. It's the conversation that you're either talking yourself toward your goals and destinations or you're talking yourself away from it. You're either speaking positively or negatively. Negativity is a disease of the mind, and we have to start taking control of that. The most important things you have to understand when you're setting goals, everything is created twice, between your ears and then between your hours. What are you thinking about? What you focus on gets bigger. What you focus on gets bigger. So if you're only focusing on the negativity in your life, it continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger.